welcome back. You know what I'm saying? Back at it, you know what I'm saying? With another video. You know what I'm saying? We get into it, you know what I'm saying? Like we addicted. Yeah. And we're just gonna go ahead and jump straight into the video today. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for clicking on it, appreciate y'all for watching. Y'all might as well smack the like button, smack the subscribe button. You feel what I'm saying? Go ahead. Alright, appreciate this. The NFL honors the NFL award show, the 2023-2024, you know what I'm saying, NFL award, you dig? And let's go ahead and just slide right into it. CJ Stroud is my offensive rookie of the year. I feel like that one was pretty obvious. There was a few guys who, you know, competed with them a little, and Jahmyr Gibbs, shout out to Jahmyr Gibbs. And you had Laporta, you know, Sam Laporta, however you say buddy name, you know. CJ Stroud threw for 4,108 yards. He led the league in touchdown to interception ratio with 23 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. He had a 8.2 yards per attempt this year. And he had a 100 QBR as a rookie. How can he not be? How can it not be him? I just don't see a world where you can look me dead in my eye and tell me that it's not him. You know what I'm saying? It just has to be him. I don't know what else I have to say. Just Stroud's a dog. He took his team to the wild card. I mean, not the wild card. He took them to the divisional. You know what I'm saying? Smacked them boys in the wild card. And they got smacked in the divisional. My defensive rookie of the year, on the other hand, I have Jalen Carter. I don't know. I feel like that one is another, again, a gimme. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Witherspoon out in Seattle. He kind of, you know, made a little bit of noise. I can't think of his name right now, but the linebacker from Detroit, you know, he made a little bit of noise, you know. Jalen Carter had 6 sacks, he had 8 tackles for loss, and he had 9 QB hits this year. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty decent, you know what I'm saying? I think that's decent for a rookie. I think he did his thing out there, you know. I really do think he did his thing. But, you know, he was a rookie, you know, but didn't have a spectacular year, you know, didn't have a terrible year. That's why he won this award. But, you know, comeback player of the year, I have, actually, no, not even. Let me tell you who I had to consider. I mean, there's really only 2 guys. Well, taking now to that back, it was 3. It really was 3. You know, I had Baker Mayfield, Damar Hamlin, of course, and Joe Flacco, right? My winner, you can probably tell by how I just said that. Joe Flacco, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, Flacco played 5 games this year for where he started 5 games this year, and he threw for 16, which, you know, 1,616 yards. He had a 13-8 touchdown to interception ratio. And he only had 1 game, and it was the very first game that he played for them, where he threw under 300 yards. That's insane. I don't care what you say. That is, whoa. And shout out to Damar Hamlin, you know, he literally came back to life. Like, how much more comeback can you get than that? You know what I'm saying? But, like, he barely played, bro. No offense to him, bro. I swear, no offense. But he barely played, you know what I'm saying? He barely played. It is what it is. And Flacco dominated. Flacco looked like 2012 Flacco whenever he was doing you know what to the Niners in that game right there. Literally in that game right there. Things are finally starting to get juicy. Things finally starting to get good. We're at Coach of the Year. Now, I know you guys might not care about this award or think this award isn't all that. But I love the Coach of the Year award. That's like one of the awards I get hyped for. Like, I will go to war about this award. I swear. Like, so anything you got to say about this take, I swear I will go to war. Like, word. But anyway, though. So let's just go ahead and get into it. My top 3 that I had I had Dan Campbell, I had Kevin Stefanski, and I had D'Amico Ryans. All 3 of them overperformed. I truly, truly, truly believe that. You know, I believe all 3 of them truly deserve this award, but it has to go to one guy. And like this, I would be fine with this award being like one of those like crazy like anomaly years where it's like a co blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a co would be cool in this situation, but I understand it gotta go to one guy. And my one guy is, let's just rip the band-aid off, Kevin Stefanski. Yeah, he took them boys, the Browns, the Cleveland Browns, he took them to the playoffs. I mean, granted, I know Flacco played great and he, you know, helped with that. But even before Flacco, they had 5 different starters this year. 5. They had 5 different quarterbacks this year. That's unheard of to me. That's like crazy. And I'm pretty sure they were like in the top of the league in injuries this year. I don't think they were the #1 team in injuries, maybe, but they're definitely up there in the injury bug this year. And they still withstand it. Now, granted, they got smacked on in the wild card, but so they made it. Like, they weren't even supposed to make it this year. Like, bro, hats off to you, Kevin. You coached, bro. You coached, bro. And I love coaches, man. Pause. Coaching is really the scheme. Once you find a good coach, then you find good players. And I know a lot of people do it the other way, but to me, that's literally what the 49ers did. The 49ers went out and got John Lynch and went out and got Kyle Shanahan, and then they built their team up to fit their system. And I feel like more teams should do that more. And I feel like the Browns need to give Kevin Stefanski a little more wiggle room because he just showed y'all he could play with Play-Doh, you know what I'm saying, and make the Eiffel Tower. You feel what I'm saying? Like, stop playing with my boy. Shout out to him. Defensive Player of the Year first, okay? And my top 3, I feel like this should be everybody's top 3. I guess there's 4 guys that could fit into this, you know, but an honorable mention being Max Crosby. But I have it as TJ Watt. I have Myles Garrett. And you can probably guess the last, Nick Bosa. No, I'm joking. I wish it was Nick this year. I really do wish. Anyway, it's Micah Parsons as the 3rd guy. Yeah. So I'm just gonna be real. We can go ahead and kick Micah Parsons out. No offense to Micah, you know what I'm saying? I just needed a top 3. You know, top 2 just felt weird. I don't know. I'm just being real. So yeah, anyway, it was really just a fist fight between these 2 guys for me. And then it really, really came down to statistics. Boy, that word just beat me up. It really came down to statistics. It really just came down to that. Because, you know, your boy TJ led the league again in sacks. This is his 3rd time leading the league in 4 years. And who did it the 1 year he didn't? Stop playing with my boy. Yeah. But nah, let me chill. But that was 2022, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Whoop-de-whoop. But yeah. So it came down to statistics. And TJ Watt led the league in sacks this year, right? It's pretty good. Myles Garrett had 5 less sacks than him. And I was like, whoa, that's the determining factor. 5 is a lot. 5's a lot. 5's a lot whenever I bet you a lot of TJs are halves. You know what I'm saying? I bet you a lot of TJs are halves whenever, like, so, like, it really should be like 24. You know what I'm saying? You know how TJ get. You know, he get busy. You know, he tied the record in 15 games. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop playing with that boy. That was a few years ago, 2021. Just hit y'all with the defensive player of the year. You know I gotta hit y'all with the offensive player of the year next. It's only right to say the MVP for the last. You know what I'm saying? Skis. Whatever. But so yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into it. For offensive player of the year, okay. I have a top 3. I was about to just jump out there and say it. I'm sorry. But I have a top 3. My top 3 is Christian McCaffrey, you know, Tyreek Hill, and CeeDee Lamb. Okay. All 3 of these guys could win this award, and we would look back on it and be like, yeah, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But just because we're in the moment right now, and all 3 of them really do deserve it, so it's a toss-up. You know what I'm saying? But when we look back, whoever does get it is going to make sense. Kind of like, I don't know, there's been a few years like this I'm trying to think of. I just can't off the top of my head. Like, there's been a few MVP years, actually. A few years that Rodgers won. Brady or Mahomes could have won that. Last Rodgers year, Mahomes probably could have won that. But, you know, it is what it is. When you look back, it makes sense that he won. You feel me? But, hey. So, I believe that this is a race like that. And, I just gotta be honest. This man almost broke the record this year. We're talking league leader. 1,700 yards. Pretty much 1 yard short of 1,800 yards. 119, 1 short of 120 catches. 13 yutties. And CD tried. CD also had 1,700, but he had 1,734. So, you know, lacking a little bit. But he led the league with 135 catches. Now, I don't know if you know, that's a lot of catches. And he had 12 touchdowns. Close race this year. But this man was gunning for the record. So you gotta give it to Tyreek Hill. Now, it's time for MVP. MVP. You already know I had a top 3. Josh Allen. That boy came out and balled. Lamar Jackson. What needs to be said about him? The marvelous. You know what I'm saying? Action Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And of course, CMC Christian McCaffrey. All 3 of these guys deserved it. Really 2 more than, let's be real. Josh Allen had a great year and he deserved to get mentioned. That's why he's in the top 3. But it was really a 2-man race that turned into a 1-man race. Okay? So, let's just, you know, not, you know, beat around the bush. Let's just be real here. My MVP. Christian McCaffrey. Boy, stop playing with me. What y'all thought this was? Lamar Jackson show? Come on. Y'all see what I had on. If I passed on him with the offensive player of the year, what you thought I was going to pass on him for MVP? Boy, you crazy. Stop playing with me, boy. Stop playing with that boy. That boy dominated this year. He had 1,400 rushing yards, to be exact, 1,459. Led the league in that. And he didn't play the last game of the season. He had 14 rushing touchdowns. Pretty good if you ask me. He had 564 receiving yards. That's more than some second options at receiver this year. And definitely more than multiple third options at receiver. And, you know, you can follow that up with 7 receiving touchdowns. He only had 4 games with less than 100 scrimmage yards. And although Lamar Jackson had a great year, the statistics say 3,678 passing yards. That's okay. 24 passing touchdowns. Once again, that's okay. With 7 interceptions. That's okay. And then it's Lamar Jackson, so he had 821 rushing yards. That's amazing. With 5 rushing touchdowns. And that is, like I say, great stuff there. It's great. But Christian just didn't have a bad game all year. Even games where the numbers didn't look like amazing, you know what I'm saying? The few times, in one of those 4 games, he had 97 scrimmage yards, which is 3, you know what I'm saying, yards short, but whatever. But one of those games, he had like 50 something yards. I think that was his lowest of the year. Having 50 yards be your lowest is ridiculous to me. It just is. That's a monster year. I don't care. And I'm tired of MVP just becoming a quarterback award. What happened to just 12 years ago? I was alive. I was watching football when AP won MVP. Anyway, with all that being said, you know what I'm saying? These are all just my opinions. You know, we can definitely agree to disagree. Y'all might think everything I said in this video was wrong and terrible except for the stats. You know, that's facts. You know what I'm saying? So, I understand, you know, hey, I would love to hear what you guys have to say, you know what I'm saying? Whether you agree, whether you disagree, just let me know, you know what I'm saying? Hit me up, you know what I'm saying, in the comment section below. You know what I'm saying? Leave a like, go ahead and smack that thing loose, you know what I'm saying? WWE, that thing, you know what I'm saying, from the top rope, you did. And then hit the subscribe button, catch the subscribe button in the alley, and you broke. You ain't paid your bills in 4 years, you know what I'm saying? And the IRS finally coming for you. You gotta, like nah, let me chill. Anyway, appreciate y'all for watching. You know what I'm saying? We out this thing. See ya tomorrow.